Hey guys, a few of you guys reached out to get some personalized workouts, and I love that you guys do that. It helps me help you better. So please keep asking questions. Please keep asking for modifications. I'll absolutely love it. All right, so for today's strength and conditioning workout, first round, we have our dumbbell overhead box squat and our seated single leg squat jump from the box. Then we have a reverse lunge to lateral lunge combo and alternating split squat jumps for that endurance, okay? So everything you guys do today, I want y'all to be explosive on the ascend. So first movement, we're grabbing our kettlebell, dumbbell, or weight of choice. It really can be anything that you can hold overhead, all right? And then you're gonna grab a box that you can sit on. The stronger you are, the lower the box is going to be. But try to start with a box that has your hip joint a little bit above your knee joint, okay? So that way we can stay in control of our overhead box squat. All right, so once we're sitting on the box and we feel comfortable in that seated position, we're gonna go ahead and place that kettlebell, dumbbell, or weight of choice overhead. And all we're gonna do is explode standing up really fast. So produce force into the ground fast, 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 and extend those hips fast. Keeping that weight overhead. Tap your hammies and your booty butt onto the box and explode up, okay? So tap the box, explode those feet into the ground, explode those hips out, tap, extend, while keeping that weight parallel to your shoulders, so that way you have complete control and your core is locked in, okay? Second, you can choose to have a weight or not. If you do have a weight, just hold it close to you, front rack. If you hold the weight, it's gonna be on the leg that's producing force into the ground, not the leg that's up. So I'm gonna do a rep with weight and I'm gonna do a demonstration without weight. So I'm gonna front rack, I'm just gonna hold it parallel to my shoulder, okay? And my right foot is going to go into the ground and I'm gonna recover my left leg parallel to my hip, okay? So think of it as a thigh drive. I just want to be explosive off the box with my right hip, and my left hip is just gonna help recover that knee higher than your hip to get that glute activation to assist my right hip. Think of when you explode out into a sprint, that leg recovers really, really fast, the back leg, so that back thigh drive is just going to assist your right force production into the ground, okay? And then you're gonna switch sides. Everything is 10, and I want every rep to be as fast off the box as possible, all right? If you do it without weight, still standing on the box, you're gonna produce force into the ground by picking up your right foot and slamming it into the ground, producing as much force as we can as we extend our hip off the box and recover our thigh drive with our left leg, okay? Almost like you're about to come off the ground. So 1, 2. If you want to progress it or add, I would do a weighted get up, so like sitting up off the box, exploding fast, and then maybe do the same exact thing unweighted with add an ankle extension, so you're almost like jumping off of the box. I think that would be super great. So seated, single leg, jumps off the box. I think I actually had the jumps first, but let's do the sit up, or just getting off the box, and then your jumps off the box, okay? So sitting on the box, exploding off your right leg only, and then jumping off your right leg only from the seated position, and then vice versa. Jumping, seated on the box, exploding out of your left hip, and then exploding out of your hip so far that you come off the ground on your left hip. We got 10 each side, okay? Then we move on to your reverse lunge to lateral lunge. You can hold 2 dumbbells, 1 kettlebell, whatever you want to do to load the movement, because at the end of the day, we are simply trying to be better at the actual movement, okay? Once you get better at the movement, then we can go ahead and load the movement. So standing with your feet parallel to our hips, okay? Nice neutral stance. We're gonna take our right leg and slide it behind us as we lower our center of gravity, keeping our nose, our knee, and our toe in alignment. Think about your thighs becoming separated, but not to the point where we have a 90-degree angle in our back leg. We want that back leg completely straight, a straight line, so that way we don't come on our heel on our back foot, okay? So that back toe and the ball of our foot is on the ground, but we are not bending the knee at all. We are simply just keeping our nose, knee, and toe in alignment on that left leg, and then that back right leg is a complete straight line, so we look like Usain Bolt when he is sprinting. So we come up, back to neutral, and then that right leg still has no weight on it. We're trying to keep all of our weight on our left leg, so that way we can drop into a lateral lunge with that right leg. So we're shifting all of our weight onto that right leg. We are loading that nose, knee, and toe in alignment. We're loading that hip. So now the left leg is completely straight, but lateral, okay? So really we never move that left leg. The left leg is glued to the ground, whether we're reverse lunging or lateral lunging, okay? And since this is a combo, that's gonna be, pretend you have a nail glued into the ground, into that toe, okay? So that left leg will never move, that left toe will never move, okay? So whenever we go reverse lunge, nose, knee, and toe stays all on that left toe, all of our weight stays in that hip. We come back to center, straight up, and then fall into that right side. Again, never moving that left toe, but now all of our weight shifts over to the right side, nose, knee, and toe in alignment. Push back to center, reverse lunge, push back to center, drop into that lateral lunge, push back to center, okay? So your left toe is your point of reference. Same thing whenever we go to our right foot. So our right foot, we pretend like we nail it to the ground, all right? And then again, we lower our center of gravity, getting that left foot out of the way, come back to center, drop into that lateral lunge, nose, knee, and toe on that left leg, push back to center, lower your center of gravity, get that left leg behind you, okay? Think thigh separation, then we go back to center, and then we drop into that lateral lunge, pushing all of our weight, nose, knee, and toe in alignment on our left leg, and then back to center. We are going that combo 10 times each side, and as we get better at the combo, then we start loading it. So you can grab a weighted vest, you can grab kettlebells, dumbbells, you can hold a medicine ball, whatever you have at your disposal. But once you get better at it and you load it, then you're gonna be able to load and then push into that lateral. Load and then push into that lateral. Almost like you're stepping in hot lava and you need to get back to center as fast as you can, okay? So I want everything done with intention. And I want you guys to be as explosive as possible. Anytime you load your hip, I want you to be back to center. Drop, back to center. Be explosive anytime you load your hips. So that was number 3 on our lifts. And then we go to number 4. Number 4, we have an alternating split squat jump. So we just hit that reverse lunge. Again, nose, knee, and toe in alignment. We have our thigh separation. Our whole entire foot is on the ground underneath our hip, but then the leg that we slid behind us, our right leg, only has our toe in the ball of our foot. So all we're gonna do for endurance is switch sides, okay? So then where my left foot was, my right foot will be, and then where my right foot was, my left foot will be, always thinking about thigh separation. And we're just trying to go as high and fast as we can, okay? Think about, again, we loaded that hip as we lowered our center of gravity, our nose, knee, and toe are in alignment on that forward leg, that left leg. So now we have to Bend that knee and load, so that way we can jump as high as we can and land as long as we can. Remember, always thigh separation on these split squats, okay? If your thighs are touching, then you're probably not long enough. You're not covering as much distance, okay? And we need those adductors and those hips to get stronger. Alrighty. So that is our first half. We have our dumbbell overhead box squat. We have our seated single leg box squat with our single leg squat jumps off the box. Then we have our reverse lunge to lateral lunge and our alternating split squat jumps. Okay, lots of jumps, but we have to really get that endurance ready for our tournaments, our games that are coming up, as well as being explosive at our hips and strengthening our hips, okay? Second half of this workout, we're grabbing 2 dumbbells, still keeping with that split squat. We have a split jerk, okay? So you are going to grab your 2 dumbbells and hit a front rack position. So those dumbbells are gonna be parallel to our shoulders as we curl them up and bring them to our ears, okay? So we're standing in a neutral position, keeping our core nice and tight, tucking that belly button in. And all we're gonna do is load those hips, so lower your center of gravity, nose, knee, and toe in alignment. And when you jump out of your 2 feet, hips, your left leg is gonna go forward, your right leg is gonna go back, and they're gonna press overhead. Okay, pressing overhead. So that way you're landing with your weights overhead and your thigh separation, your nose, knee, and toe in alignment on that forward leg, which is our left leg, as well as a straight leg on the back. All right, so same with those weights parallel to our ears. We're gonna load our hips and then explode out of our hips, holding those weights overhead, all the way overhead, and then making sure that we are thigh separation, straight back leg. We're landing in the split squat that we practiced the whole entire first half. All right, again, every time we load our hips, we are exploding out of our hips as fast as possible. Exhale as we explode. And I want these jerks to be super, super fast, okay? And then you can, as soon as you get into that jerk, reset, 1, 2, load, press, reset, 1, 2, load, press, reset, 1, 2. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I want you guys to be super, super explosive, so I only gave you 8 each side. And then I give y'all a break because you'll need a pillow, a pad. I even used a med ball once and just took a knee on the med ball. You want to be about like 2 to 4 inches off the ground, 6 if need be, but you don't want to be too far off the ground because really our main goal is to have that shin parallel to the ground and dorsiflex your back toe. So you're just trying to put that back leg in a perfect position to be able to stabilize the hip. All right, so once we take a knee on our pad, we're gonna make sure that our front foot is, so my right foot is forward, and I'm gonna pull my right foot to the pad to create a 45-degree angle in my shin. All right, my back foot is on that pad, my back knee is on the pad, and my back foot is dorsiflexed. My toe is on the ground, and my shin is parallel to the ground, all right? I'm gonna grab with my left hand the weight. I'm gonna place my right elbow on my right knee to brace myself. I have a 20-pound here. I normally do a 45 to 55-pound weight in my personal workout, but for this demonstration, I am doing a 20-pound weight. So as I brace myself with my right hand and my right knee, I'm gonna grab my left, I'm gonna take my left hand, I'm gonna grab that weight. And all I'm gonna do is from that kneeling position is pull this weight fast to my pocket, pinching my penny in between my shoulder blades, squeezing my rear delt, squeezing everything I can't see in the mirror, okay? And I'm just gonna extend, pull, out of that kneeling position. I have you guys doing 10 each side. So after you hit your 10, you're gonna take that knee, switch sides, and make sure that we check our 45-degree angle on our knee. load that forward hip. You're gonna brace with your right elbow, your left elbow and your left knee together, just bracing, keeping those glutes tight, and then take that right hand and row. Pull it to your pocket, not your rib cage. You're trying to send it into that backside mechanic, okay? So then we have a kneeling side raise because I wanted you guys to get better at defending. Still staying in that kneeling position where my knee is on that pad, okay? I switched back over, my left leg is forward. I have a 45-degree shin angle, always 40, never 90, okay? So I'm on my kneeling on my pad. I have a 45-degree shin angle. I'm going to grab my weight with my right hand, and all I'm gonna do is maintain that 40, maintain that force on the ball of my foot on my right side that's kneeling on the pad, so that way I'm not falling and like tipping over like a teapot. And I'm going to raise the dumbbell laterally away from my body as if I am decking somebody in the face that's trying to steal the ball away from me. Just kidding. Okay, so if you need to brace yourself because your core isn't quite there yet, then just go ahead and put that left elbow on your left knee, but try to make sure that you do not compromise the right foot behind you, because that is kind of like your little kickstand that's going to stabilize everything as you lateral raise, lateral raise, lateral raise. For this video, I'm doing a 20-pound weight. You may need to start a little bit lighter when you first start this workout, but I do want you guys to kind of get a little bit heavier on your lateral raise, just because you're strengthening that rear delt and you're giving that rear delt endurance, so that way you can defend whenever you get pushed up against the wall and you're trying to maintain control of the ball. And then last but not least, you're dropping it down to the ground for a side plank with a leg raise. So drop it down to the ground like you're laying at the beach, okay? Laying at the beach. You're gonna put your elbow parallel to right elbow parallel to your right shoulder. Okay, straight legs, stack those feet on top of each other. If you need to use your right hand to brace yourself on the ground, that is perfectly fine as well. And then you're gonna pull those hips off the ground from that elbow, okay? And then we just raise that leg to the sky. You're going 10 starfish raises each leg, and then you're gonna switch sides to the left side. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, call me, text me, whatever you guys need to do. I am entering the fall season, so I will have so much time for you guys to ask those questions. Ask me, FaceTime me when you're at the gym, or like, hey coach, what can I use instead of, my gym doesn't have kettlebells, what should I use? Well, let me see your gym and I can recommend anything you need, okay? Remember, the grease. I'm over here in a gym that doesn't have AC, so Lord help me. All right, guys, see you guys on day 2.